Hey YouTube, wanted to go for a little bit of a walk today, bit of a vlog, and just talk about the things that are going on in the property market, things that are going on that people are talking about with the budget that we had not long ago and the Labour government and what they intend to do to the property strategies that we use and what have you. So just a bit of a walk and talk really with me this morning. So first of all, if you are new here, please do click on that subscribe button. It will really help. I've got the sun in my eyes right now. Right, so what's going on in the property world and in the markets right now? I think it's obviously things are changing. Things aren't the same because of the Labour government. But what are the things that they're proposing that are going to hurt property investors? Well, first of all, I want to say that most of the renters' rights bill, or whatever it's called now, that the Labour government are proposing, most of which we were expecting from the Conservatives anyway. So let's break it down. What they are going to do is they are going to repeal Section 21 evictions, which means that you will no longer be able to use a no-fault eviction. They're going to make it default for landlords to accept pets unless they can provide compelling evidence as to why they shouldn't. There's going to be a scores on the doors type thing for landlords, almost like the health and safety ratings that restaurants have. Don't know how that's going to work yet. So those are the highlights. There's lots of other things as well in behind the scenes that we're expecting. But we were expecting all of that anyway with the Conservatives. Now here's the thing, if you're a compliant landlord, if you're a compliant investor, none of that should really be any concern anyway. Because, you know, I mean, the amount of times I've used Section 21 over the last 10 years, I've probably only used it 3 times, maybe 4. So it's not really that relevant. And of course we are going to have, hopefully, you know, still have Section 8, lots of sirens going on there in the background, to rely on as well. So that's that element. Now, in terms of pets, well, we just have to wait and see how that's going to pan out. We don't know what it means. I mean, I don't really believe that we should be allowing pets in shared houses and HMOs. You know, I do have pets myself. A lot of people say, well, you've got your own dogs. Why would you prevent other people from having pets? The thing is, pets in shared houses, they simply don't work. For lots of reasons. You've got people with allergies, you've got people working nights, you've got Amazon drivers and delivery drivers coming all times of the day, knocking on the door, dogs barking. It just wouldn't work. Now, pets in single let properties I've got absolutely no issues with whatsoever. Now, when the interest rates went up, like last year and the year before, it started to push against strategies like single buy-to-lets. Now, people think that I'm against buy-to-let property. That's single buy-to-let, when you've got one house and you just put one tenant or one family in there. And I'm absolutely not against it. I do have buy-to-lets. But the issue we were faced with then was the stress test and the mortgage rate. So, you know, we always stack our mortgages to 6%. Now, back then, as a single-let property, the mortgage providers would need the rent to be about 1.5 times the mortgage, or just slightly under, based at between 6 and 7% interest. That was very difficult to achieve on most properties, not all, but on most, which kind of pushed the strategy away a little bit. So is it coming back? Well, if the interest rates come down and the stress testing comes down, then yeah, it will come back. So it's not a bad strategy, but the thing is with single lets, it's very hard to make as much profit. I mean, most HMOs would make about £500 a month net profit, whereas a single let, you're probably looking at about 3 to 350. And it's harder to get your money back out of a single let than it is out of a HMO, because you don't have the rent roll, you know, the capacity of rent to rely on. Now, I did a YouTube video about 3 or 4 years ago, and I said how strong I thought the HMO market was and will continue to be. And I literally got shot down by loads of people saying, rubbish Rick, absolute nonsense, the HMO market's over, you know, it's been good and it's, you know, everyone's doing it now, so it's saturated. And I said, okay, well, you know, I respect your opinion, but watch this space. And where are we? Well, the HMO market has never been as strong. It is absolutely, busting at the seams at the moment. We've got a few people in notice right now, but in terms of voids, we don't have any. We've not had voids in our HMO portfolio now since lockdown. Lockdown was quite scary. We did get about 17 voids overnight, but as soon as lockdown finished, we just got back to normal. HMO market, people are a little bit scared of. You shouldn't be, folks. I know I do videos of like bad tenants and stuff because I'm just out there sharing the reality. It doesn't happen very often. And if you do enough due diligence and you get things right, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about. The massive benefits of HMOs are you're providing more people accommodation in one house. So instead of having one family in a house, you can have 6 people. So that's a massive tick in the box. And then secondly, the level of income that they come with, because you can earn 4 or 5 times as much from a HMO than you can from a single let property. And if you get your systems in place and if you do things properly, then you've got absolutely nothing to worry about. So those what are the other strategies that are working right now? So HMOs are a massive tick. Serviced accommodation at the moment, I'm going to do a separate video on this. We are expecting new legislation to come in. We were expecting it last year, of course, with the Conservatives. That's all changed, but we're going to go the way that Wales are going and have gone. So in Wales now there is effectively Article 4 direction for second homes and serviced accommodation units, and there is a planning class C5 now in Wales, which we don't have in England at the moment. So currently in England, if you want to use a house which is planning class C3 as a single let serviced accommodation, so for one group of people that all know each other, then you can do that under the same planning class, which is C3. We do suspect that's going to change, and there's going to be a planning class called C5. And then I suspect that Article 4 direction will be implemented to prevent people from going from C3 to C5 without planning permission. I also suspect that those that have already got serviced accommodation units will be grandfathered, very similar to those that have HMOs. So that's what I think is going to happen with the SA. Still a really lucrative strategy, still a great strategy to do. We've just gone live with one of ours, as probably most of you know. I've done loads of videos on that. And then what else? Well, obviously flips. With a flip, you're creating another job. It can be lucrative, but you can also lose money, so you really need to have your finger on the pulse. And then we've got multiple unit freehold blocks of flats. So with the multiple unit freehold blocks, it's a case of very similar to HMOs, only you own the whole building, you own the land it sits on and all the flats that are inside. And they lend themselves really well to things like title splits, and that's good for refinancing and generating pots of cash. So those are the strategies that are working now. I'm going to do a video on each one of them in depth, just to give you a bit more information. But those are my thoughts. It's a great market to be in right now, folks. Stamp duty, land tax has gone up ever so slightly. It's not going to break the bank. So all things said and done, it's a great place to be right now in the property world, in the property market. I'd welcome your thoughts. What is your favourite strategy? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what's working for you right now. And if you think that any of the stuff that I've said you don't agree with, let me know and we'll have a chat. Don't forget to click on that subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.